Assalamu alaikum, shalom, grüß Gott, bonjour, and welcome to this video. In this one, I will give you a sound demo of my favorite amp, the SUGDEN A21 Special Edition. My speakers are the Technics SB-C700 and the streamer I use is the Cambridge Audio CXN-V2. The first song you will hear is called Dynamics by J. Young. What a beautiful song, what a beautiful speaker, and what a fantastic amplifier. Now this is top to bottom my most refined amp. I had a lot of amps and this is the best I had so far. Now with all these instruments, and I try to make the recording sound like I hear it here. Now this is not as loud as my previous recordings, so maybe you will have to turn up the volume a bit. The next song is called 11, again by J. Young. Now guys, how can such a small speaker put out so much bass and it is still snappy? Because this is a this amp is great. Okay, I will repeat myself again and again. This amp is so good and makes these speakers sound full, sound natural, sound refined. The soundstage is gigantic. It is a wall, and it is a wall, three-dimensional wall. Yeah, it is layered like different elements on the soundstage are far away from me, and yeah, other ones are closer. And the instrument separation, the clarity, and it's snappy, and so on and so forth. And I know that is due to the speaker too, of course, and mostly due to the speaker. But these speakers never sounded so good, and they sound very good, even with others, with other amps. But this one is the best I've had here in this living room, and I had now I guess about 20 amps, and maybe I have videos to about 10 of them. Now, without further ado, let's listen to the last song, and that is called Sally by Jay Young. Thank you, Jay Young, for these 3 beautiful beats. I really love them. I'm still impressed how the second song, how powerful the second song is played by this setup. I don't get it, but okay, I get it. I get that the amp is very powerful. It has a big power supply, but what I don't get is how this amp can make these speakers sound so big. And yeah, these speakers are very refined. They are very neutral. They sound like studio monitors, but with this amp, these don't sound like a lot of Class D amped studio monitors. It sounds like a, how could I say, like a high-end audiophile Class A studio monitor, and I'm really impressed. And there are some speakers and some amps I didn't like in the past, but this one is by far my best one. It is by far the most expensive one, but yeah, it do you say it pays off? I don't know, but what I mean is it's worth each and every cent or penny. Now, I talked a lot about this amp in my other videos. I talked a lot about these speakers. I guess I will make a video about these speakers because I love their look, I love their sound, and I love this point source thing, this holographic way of displaying all the instruments, and I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. This is one amp and a loudspeaker combo that makes me think that the voice of the singer comes from here. And even when I open my eyes and I look to the amp, I think there must be a center speaker, but there is none. And that's amazing. That is really amazing. None of these elements, not the speakers, not the amp, not the streamer, are warm sounding. All of them, in my opinion, all of them are neutral. The most neutral one is the speaker. That is really very neutral. So on the borderline to being able to analyze music. And that is what I love about these, because they are passive. So you can give it a little bit of warmth or a little bit of liveliness or whatever you want to, using the right amp or DAC or whatever you like. In my opinion or in my experience, the biggest difference comes with the room and the amp. And the speaker, in my experience, is always the star of the show, like the singer in a band, and the amp is maybe the drummer or are all the instruments. And yeah, that is it. I think yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions, just write it down in the comments and I will give my best to answer them. And yeah, I can recommend this Pure Class AM to everyone. So when I say to everyone, to every speaker, because they sound amazing and extremely powerful. I mean this amp makes these speakers, their sensitivity is I think at 85 or 86 decibels. So this is not a sensitive speaker, and this amp makes them shine. And that the same was the case with my Tannoys, with my Tannoy XT6F, and they are 90 dB sensitive. The same with them. So this amp is powerful, and I want to repeat that. Don't think that Class A watts are the same as Class AB or Class D watts. This is like comparing dollars to pounds. You can't say $5 is the same as 5 pounds. And especially when you have such a big power supply like this amp has, there are so many things you can't read that easily. You can't get the information how big the power supply is of an amp. But you see the watts and see, okay, I know that. And that's so wrong. 30 watts is never the same, and 50 watts is never the same. A 50 watt AccuPhase Pure Class A amp is so much more powerful than a 50 watts Class D amp, for example. Yeah, that is an extreme example. But okay, that's it. Have a nice day or night. Never judge gear by its review, not even by mine, and that's not a review. I just chat with you about my experience. I just tell what I experienced with all of the gear I try, and this is a keeper. This amp is a keeper. And I would only try the master class of SUGDEN, but that is almost double the price. So yeah, have a nice day or night, and please keep peace in the middle of your mind. Bye bye.